What up guys, JP back at you once again, bringing you guys another DVD slash Blu-ray slash VHS update. This is a series in which I show you guys everything that I've picked up or received in the past few months. Sometimes past few weeks, but mostly past few months. VHS, yeah, I normally don't pick those up, but every once in a while I'll go into a Goodwill and I have to leave with something, so I'll throw the 60 cents down and walk out with a VHS. I have 3 here, so let's start with those. First up, we have a sealed copy of Witchcraft, the awfully bad Witchcraft with the million sequels. I recently had, we've had an ongoing joke about covering all of the Witchcraft films on the podcast, which would be painfully annoying to do, both in terms of tracking the titles down because some of them don't have releases, others are out of print, others you can't even rent, so it would be really painful to try to see all the films, and then it would be really painful to try to see all the films, to watch them actually, because you want to shut them off because they're terrible and most of them are like softcore pornos. We probably will never do it, but it's a funny idea and you never know. So here's to the Witchcraft films. I have seen a handful of them. I have actually seen the original. It's been a long time, so I don't really remember it, and I don't really even remember the other ones I've seen. I've seen good 3 or 4 of them though. So that is Witchcraft here on VHS, sealed, which is pretty weird. After that, we have a clamshell edition of Halloween, which is the anniversary widescreen presentation edition. This is put out by Anchor Bay, and it is pretty damn cool if I do say so myself. I've never been one to collect like multiple editions of something. Seems like a lot of people do go after the original Halloween film in every VHS version and DVD and Blu-ray that's ever existed. I, however, don't really care to do that type of stuff, but I gotta admit, if you sit it down on the shelf, it does look pretty nice. So it might not be bad to have a few Halloween edition VHSs to kind of stack on a shelf or something. I think it looks pretty cool, so I grabbed this one. And hell, widescreen edition, I probably actually will watch this because I actually do like watching horror films on VHS. However, I need to hook up my VHS player again. It's really kind of just been packed away ever since my house caught on fire, and I haven't busted it out, but I've kind of been in the mood to lately, so maybe I'll do that soon. And after that, finally for the VHS, we have a cool VHS that was actually sent to me by a friend and listener of the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. He actually sent me this VHS, which I'm holding in my hand, that you cannot see because it's off camera, which I will reveal in a second. A magazine and a poster. Unfortunately, I misplaced the magazine and poster. They're in this like cardboard backing, and I forget where I stuck them, so I'm not going to be able to show those, unfortunately. But I can show the VHS, and it is Halloween, a lenticular cover edition, which is really cool. One side shows the original knife poster thing, and the other side is Michael Myers' face. Rob from Georgia actually sent me this, which is really cool of him. He really hooks us up. I think he sent Mood some stuff. Just an all-around awesome guy. Leaves the best voicemails, and I'm really honored to have him as a listener. This is, the Anchor Bay put this one out as well. It actually has this official merchandise little insert card in here that I didn't even realize was in here, but how cool is that? I like when these old editions have stuff like that. Big ups to Rob for sending me this, because now it'll go great sitting on the shelf with my other Halloween edition. So that is really cool. So those are the VHS tapes that I have. Now let's move on to the DVDs. First up, we got some press copies here, just a couple this time. We have a Artsploitation release. This is from the country of Germany, and it is their 22nd release. It is The Summer House. I did watch this film. I did review it. I will upload it very soon. I've just kind of lost track of time this week and didn't really upload any of the videos that I've had already recorded. This is not a horror film, but it definitely has some dark elements to it. It's about a man who is kind of obsessing over a 12-year-old boy. He's sort of this bisexual married man who has these deep, dark tendencies that he acts upon. Really, bizarre movie. It was just a little uncomfortable. However, I do respect the fact that they never really pushed it too far in terms of putting the actors in any uncomfortable or dangerous situations. So I was really happy to see that. I gave it about a 7 out of 10. Check out that review if you're curious on my full opinions. It'll be up soon. After that, we have The Dark Was the Night, which I fucking totally forgot I had to review this. I still haven't watched it. I'll probably watch it tonight. This is supposed to be a creature feature. I've heard mostly mediocre to bad things about it, but I'm looking forward to it because I like creature features, so I'll let you guys know my opinions later. After that, we have Blood Punch, which I did upload a review for. I highly recommend you guys check out that review. This was a fantastic movie, and you guys need to hear my opinions on it, so that will probably be the last video that I posted right before this one, so check it out. It is a great review. Actually, it's a great movie. I don't know if the review is any good. I think it's probably okay, though. So yeah, great movie. Check it out. It's awesome. After that, we have a title that I picked up that I actually needed in my collection for quite a while. Totally never grabbed it, and it is House in the Alley. This is one of those contemporary Scream Factories that ended up on DVD, which is kind of weird that they did that. I'm not really sure why they did that, but yeah, it's on DVD. It's DVD only. I've heard pretty mediocre things about this one. I don't know if this film's from Vietnam. Yeah, I think it's Vietnam, actually. I will check it out eventually, though, just out of curiosity's sake. Finally grabbed it. It was super cheap. It's been on my list for a while. I have a feeling not many people pick this up, though. After that, we have a DVD that Derek sent me, which is really cool. He sent me Dead End Drive-In in a double feature with Cut and Run, which I've never seen Cut and Run or heard of it, but Dead End Drive-In is one that I have heard of. Really excited to check both of these out. These look fun. Cut and Run is from the director of Cannibal Holocaust, which is Diodato, maybe? I'm not really good with Italian names, so I'm not really sure if that's who it is. Killer action double feature. Big thanks to Derek. Derek is such an awesome dude. Like, I love this guy. He's always so generous and nice to us. I chat with him all the time. Super great guy. Try to remember to put his channel down below. He started making YouTube videos. Great dude. Definitely sub him up. After that, we have Dead Snow Red vs. Dead. This was $3 at Big Lots, man. I love when I find stuff at Big Lots. I get so excited because Big Lots is awesome. It's awesome when there is awesome titles there. Unfortunately, a lot of times it's just some romantic comedy that's like $5 and I don't care for it. But every once in a while you can find cool horror titles like Dead Snow 2 and you get them for $3. So I'm actually really excited to get this. I did watch most of it, but I wasn't able to finish it last year, and I love the first one though, so looking forward to checking out the rest of Dead Snow 2. After that, we have Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I did a trade with another YouTuber, and this is one of the titles that I grabbed. I needed this for my Argento collection, which I'm slowly building. Now I have three Argento films, actually. I totally forgot about Dracula 3D. But yeah, so this is the third in the Three Animals trilogy. So I am going to need to pick up Cat O' Nine Tails, and I'll have all three, which is exactly what I'm attempting to do. I want to get all of those, and I want to really build my Argento collection. Looking at you, Synapse, release those Blu-rays. Alright, Four Flies on Grey Velvet. I've never seen it, but I'm looking forward to checking out that trilogy. Then I got this in a trade also. This is from the UK. It is Dead Man's Shoes. Know nothing about it, but it looks pretty cool, so that's going in the collection. After that, the YouTuber I did a trade with really thought I should finally see this film since I've never seen it before, and that is Blade Runner. I've heard so many things about Blade Runner. I guess it's kind of known as one of the better films in history, so I'll have to check it out pretty soon. After that, he sent me Basket Case 3, also a UK edition, The Progeny. I've never seen this one. I've never seen the second one either, but I own the first one and I love the first one, so I guess I need to pick up the second one and maybe do a trilogy. That would be pretty cool to do on the podcast. Moods was just talking about doing a trilogy. Maybe we should do the Basket Case trilogy. That would be fun. So, Basket Case 3, grab that one. After that, I got two new titles here that were out of print that I got super cheap on one of my favorite websites, Bull Moose. And the first one here is George Romero's Martin, which I've never seen, but I'm very excited to own in my collection because it's one of the titles that probably I've been most interested in of Romero's titles, and I really want to check it out because I've heard so many good things about it. That is Martin. I grabbed it for about $6 or $7 too, which is a good deal in my opinion. After that, I grabbed another out of print title that I grabbed on the same website for the same price, and that is Wes Craven's Summer of Fear, starring Linda Blair. This was a TV movie, also known as A Stranger in Our House. I just recently watched this one, and I very much liked it. I recently did a video, Top 10 Wes Craven flicks, and had I seen this before that video, this would have been in my top 10. I really enjoyed it. It's a cool TV movie. I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it. After that, we have Frontiers. I've never seen this. It is one of the 8 films to die for. I was buying some stuff off of FYE and I needed just like another $2 or $3 to get the free shipping, so I threw this in the cart. I really was debating for a long time about these After Dark Horror Fest films. I wanted to get them in the box set format, but I didn't because I was just like, they're so much more expensive than picking them up individually. So I just decided to say fuck it, and I'm just going to grab them individually. So this is from the 3rd series, I believe. I am a little bummed because this one is in a little bit of a sort of a rougher condition. It's just a little worn, so that is a little annoying, but it was only like $2 or $3, so I can't complain too much. I gotta pick up the rest. This and Dark Ride and one other title are the only ones I own from all 4 of those series. But now we know that After Dark Horror Fest 8 Films to Die For is returning for another run, so no time like the present to start picking up the old ones. Next up, we have another line here. I like collecting lines, especially if they don't have like a million films in a line. So I grabbed this one because this is the full line here that I'm about to show you, because there's only, I think, 8 titles. So first up is Pig Hunt. This is from the Fangoria Fright Fest line. Now, Fangoria has done a few different lines. They did the Fangoria Presents line that was pretty bad. I hear this one's pretty bad too, but yeah, Pig Hunt, I heard this one was okay actually. Then we have Fragile, a ghost story, which, ghost stories. Then we have The Haunting, which is probably another ghost story, which, you know, those ones are the rough ones to get through. Then we have Grim Love here. This one looks pretty cool, maybe some like torture porn type stuff. Then we have The Tomb, which looks a little better as well, from the writer and producer of The Crow. Then we have Roadkill, which is a road horror film, which looks like the most interesting besides Pig Hunt. And then we have Dark House, which also looks like a ghost story, so who knows. Those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually have the 8th one already, which is Hunger, which is a film that I actually really like. So if any of these films are even close to Hunger, then I'll be happy. But I have heard some bad things about them. But I will plan on watching and reviewing them in the future. So that about wraps it up for the DVDs. Let's hop into the Blu-rays. First up, we have a few press copies here. We have Cub, which is Artsploitation's 21st release, and it's from Belgium. We did an entire podcast on this one, so check that out if you haven't yet. Thought it was good, but I thought it had major problems, and we talk about them greatly in depth. Then we have The Sender from Olive Films, which I didn't really care for at all. I thought it was pretty weak, honestly. Moods liked it a little bit more than me. I was quite harsh on it, so if anything, I was at about a 4, he was about a 6. The appropriate rating for this film might be about a 5. It's an average horror movie. In my opinion, a little bit below average, but I think I'm a little biased on that. After that, we have The Babysitter, which I kind of mistake this one when I requested this title because I thought it was a little more of a horror. I was thinking of a title that I seen a long time ago that had to do with a babysitter, and I thought that that was this film, and it wasn't. So I did watch this, and I was like, this is really not the type of film I want to review. So I opted out on reviewing this one. It's not really for me, so I'm not even really going to comment on it. I didn't really care for it though. After that, we have Student Bodies, which was also from Olive Films. This is the best out of the 3. This one is a spoof film that's actually quite funny. It has a lot of jokes that fall flat as well, but there are some really funny jokes here. So I do recommend Student Bodies if you're a horror comedy fan. After that, we have another thing that Derek sent me, which is fucking awesome of him. It is a Criterion, and it is called Seconds. This one looks and sounds very interesting. It's not a horror film, but it does sound very sort of dark and, you know, science fiction-y. So I'm really excited to check this one out. Derek says that it's really good, from 1966, which I need to see more films from that era, so I'm really excited to check it out. And of course, it's freaking Criterion, so you can't go wrong. Thank you, Derek. I cannot believe that you sent all 3 of us that film. What an amazing man. Awesome. I love you. Everybody, go bow down to Derek because he is the man. After that, we have a Vinegar Syndrome release, Madman, which I grabbed to review on the podcast. I have the reversible art on here just because I like it. Pretty okay slasher film. It's above average, but you know, it's not the best in the world. I think it's pretty fun though. We talked about it greatly in a previous episode on the podcast, so check that out if you're interested in our full opinions. Some decent special features on here too. After that, I finally got my hands on the Grindhouse release of The Beyond, which I've never seen. Lucio Fulci. A lot of special features on here. Comes with a soundtrack. Looks really cool. Glow in the dark, I believe. Cover. Booklet. Oh man, this edition looks pretty damn cool. Excited to check it out, guys. I really am. I cannot wait to get to this film. And yeah, man, this is a cool release too. I could see why Zach is such a big fan of Grindhouse releasing. It's actually my first Grindhouse, so I'm not gonna you know, say that they're the best ever, but you know, this definitely is a nice release, and I'm looking to pick up some more of their releases as well, but I can't wait to watch this one. After that, we got a few Scream Factories here. First up, we have The Dark Half, based on a Stephen King novel directed by George A. Romero. Oh man, you know, I've never seen this one, but this one is actually one of the more intriguing titles out of this time frame that Scream Factory was releasing stuff. I don't know, it just kind of always interests me. I used to see it playing on the AMC Fear Fest, but I never had a chance to actually sit down and check it out. It sounds like something that would be up my alley though, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out. After that, we have Blackula and Scream Blackula Scream, which are the blaxploitation Dracula films. I've actually heard that these are actually pretty good horror movies, which is surprising. I thought they'd be a lot more ridiculous and cheesy and just bad, but apparently they're actually pretty good. So we'll check those out sooner or later. After that, we have Robert Englund, the Phantom of the Opera version with Robert Englund. This is actually a pretty good movie. It's kind of very depressing though. So I'm not going to run out and check this one out anytime soon. I just always found this film to be pretty depressing. But it's a good movie, definitely, for sure. And it has a new commentary on there with Robert Englund and stuff. A lot of special features. That's why I like these Scream Factory releases so much, is because they do these cool-ass special features. So definitely we'll check this one out, but not anytime soon. After that, we have Ravenous, which I've never seen, but Jeremy swears by it. He says it's a great movie. And it looks pretty damn cool, so I will check it out. Definitely looks right up my alley, maybe a little cannibal flick. Looking forward to it. Then we grabbed another double feature here from Scream Factory. We got Love at First Bite and Once Bitten. Out of the double feature vampire comedies that they released, this set looks like the one that I'm not gonna be too into, but who knows? I don't know. This is probably like one of the worst releases in my opinion, just based on what I speculate. That is Love at First Bite and Once Bitten. Then we grabbed a title that I was really excited to check out actually, and that is Pumpkinhead 2. This one I'm really interested in checking out because I hear it has a great interview with Jeff Burr talking about why Pumpkinhead 2 was kind of a failed attempt. Really interested in hearing that. I love Pumpkinhead 2, oddly enough. I know Moods is not a big fan of it, but I like it. It's no Pumpkinhead 1, but it definitely is a fun, cheesy sequel. After that, we got Collector's Edition here. We got Dog Soldiers. This is one of those releases that was very controversial because the transfer is apparently really bad, but it's the best transfer they really could have did, so you can't hate on them too much. It is the director approved, the director's vision of the transfer, the best that they could do, the best that he could do, so I can't complain too much, but a lot of people were pissed about this release. But great film. Love Dog Soldiers. After that, we have Dark Summer. This is a Paul Solet film. I've heard mostly negative things about this, but Moods did say that he really enjoyed it, and I'm hoping that I will side with Moods on this one because this is one of the IFC Midnight titles that I actually wanted to check out quite a bit, and that is Dark Summer, IFC and Scream Factory contemporary release. Paul Solet was the guy who directed Grace, which I really like. After that, we have Alien Outpost. I've heard a lot of bad things about this one. I'm really fucking pissed about it too because it didn't come with a slipcover. And I have every Scream Factory that has come with a slipcover. I have the slipcover. So if anybody out there has a slipcover to this film and would like to donate it, I will happily trade you something out of my collection for the slipcover. Please help a brother out. That is Alien Outpost. After that, we have Shocker. Never been the biggest fan of this film, but you know, it's good cheesy fun, but it's a bad movie. When I say I've never been the biggest fan of it, I kind of lying because I've only seen it one time. I just didn't love it like I thought I was going to when I first seen it. The only time I seen it, but I don't know, it's good, cheesy fun, I don't know, I just wish I would have liked it a little bit more, but maybe this release will actually help me like it a little bit more. You know something too that I was looking at on this release, hold up here a sec, if you look at the back, how Scream Factory lists their special features like this, they've done that on every retro release, they all kind of look the same there. But most recently, with this release on Shocker, I noticed that they kind of changed the way that the special features are listed. And I was just curious if that was something that they're going to continue doing, because honestly, it's a little easier to read, and I kind of like it. If anybody knows, let me know. So that is Shocker. Rest in peace to Wes Craven. After that, we have another Wes Craven title here, and that is The People Under the Stairs. What an awesome looking cover that is. I love this film. It's one of my favorite Wes Craven movies. It's one of my favorite horror films of all time, actually. Just something about it that I've always loved, and I watched it the other night. I watched the Monster Vision version, which you can check out on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror.com website. You know, I'm really interested to crack open this Blu-ray and hear the commentary with Wes Craven. But I think I'll leave it sealed a little bit longer and kind of save it for a special occasion. So that is The People Under the Stairs. After that, we have a box set here, one of two box sets actually. This is the Amityville Horror Collection Trilogy. I've needed this in the collection for quite a while, and I finally grabbed it. The 3D, Amityville 3D version, unfortunately I'll probably never be able to watch because I don't own a 3D TV, but I really wish I did because I was kind of curious to check that out. Maybe one day I'll try to get an affordable one. You know, I love the first two Amityville films. I'm just not a big fan of the third one, and I was hoping that the 3D, if I could watch it in 3D, it might make me enjoy it a little bit more. But yeah, that's the Amityville Horror box set. Alright, the final three things we have here. First up, we have a gift that I received from Dylan, who is a member of the group page. He's a listener of the show, all around cool dude, and good friend of Moods. And he was, I mean, this is just super cool, but he was kind enough to send me 2 Criterion Blu-rays. The first of which is The Phantom Carriage, which is pretty much Jeremy's favorite film of all time. And it's a film that both Jeremy and Moods have given a 10 out of 10 to. I'm really excited to check it out. It's from 1921, silent black and white film, and it looks pretty damn spooky, which is right up my alley, so I'll definitely get to that. And then we have Rosemary's Baby, which is a classic. I've given this film a 10 out of 10 in the past. It is an absolute great film. I'm so happy to finally own it on Criterion. The best way to own this film, and it's definitely a film well deserving of the Criterion treatment, so definitely will check that out. Probably not soon because it's long as hell, but eventually I will. And then finally we have another box set here. Had to grab this one with, this is the Vincent Price Collection 2. With the original set going out of print, it kind of spooked me a little bit, and I wanted to hurry up and grab this one before it happened with this one. I don't think that it's going to happen at least anytime soon, but it will happen eventually probably. And this set was kind of expensive, so I wanted to get it out of the way because I needed this for my Scream Factory collection. 7 films in this one. I believe the last one only had 6 films. This is The Raven, The Last Man on Earth, The Comedy of Terrors, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, The Tomb of Ligeia, The Return of the Fly, and House on Haunted Hill. Really excited to delve into some more Vincent Price work. Love Witchfinder General. That one's a really cool one that I've seen from the first set, and very happy to have this set. So with that said, that is the DVD update. I'll see you guys next time with another one. Peace out.